Okay, so we're back. I decided to re-record this one because we did a lot of testing on summoned soul captures with Soul Trap versus their wild or naturally found counterparts. Turns out a summoned version of a soul or of a creature, at least in the Morrowind Rebirth patch, is half of the enchanting value as a wild creature is. Now, I don't know if that was the present in the original Morrowind, because it certainly seems like it, or if that is a new addition, but or if that's just a feature of Morrowind Rebirth. I suspect that it is. There was also, we made a custom spell that is 100% cracked lock, which I feel more okay with because that's just like an old traditional Morrowind trick that you have to do, because Morrowind, I think intentionally, only has alteration lock opens of 50, and then there's open, wild open, which is sold by Jarasha, the healer in Vivec, that costs 15 magicka, and it's 1 to 100 points on touch. But for a 100 level lock, basically you have a 1% chance to open that lock at that level, which I don't know if that's really that good or effective for us in particular. So I think, like, Morrowind, part of the Morrowind experience is, part of being a powerful mage is making your own spells. That's included in lots of ways in what you are expected to do. Armor is strength. We're not leveling up strength today, so I'd rather save those level ups, and I'd rather just pay the repair. Speaking of which, we may actually sell these, if that is indeed what we're going to do. So yeah, the question is the original game more balanced than the Morrowind Rebirth patch? And if it is, then we kind of are doing ourselves a disservice by playing the Morrowind Rebirth patch. But if we believe in the changes that the Morrowind Rebirth patch have, like, I don't know what this trading card is. What is that? Then, you know, we have kind of a different responsibility to our playthrough. 3 for 50, 50 for 12. Okay. She likes us a lot. She likes us max. So we could sell her everything that we can. All the emeralds. I would like some soul gems, to be honest. I want at least one of every type. We have a common one. Lesser and petty. That is not actually good for us. Sorry. Interesting that we can triple our earnings by just selling them one at a time still. To this day, the way that Mercantile works is trying to get these people. Actually, we do need Mercantile level ups. And if this is the way that we have to do it in the early game, Then I guess this is the way we have to do it. Solder that warhammer. Huh. Nice that we could have bought that silver longsword way out here. Rest very briefly. Get our healing back. Get our magic back, I should say. Visit all the shrines, get all the buffs. I'm curious how long these last, actually. And so the other thing is, we need to pick
What words do you have for me, citizen?
kind of what we're going to do next. I was going to clear off my
What words do you have
quest
for me,
list. Source of the Spirit. We've already read this. Vampires of Vardenfell, we've already read this, but it's always good to do this again. Ancestors on the Dunmer. Yo, what's up? I was adjusting to the classic quest journal versus quest list with waypoints. It's fantastic. And we are going Spear, Faldor 55. Yeah, it's great. I mean, I always preferred having the journal quest, but also for the Tribunal expansion, at least for, for the computer version, you can click on options and it'll talk about quests, and it says show all. It shows you which quests are active, which quests are not active, and it's a great way to keep track of it in a more modern way. Right now we're trying to go after the Thieves Guild. Things that we learned today are the base game really kind of relied on people making their own spells when they're strong enough mages to do so, and it really helped the magic work through the game. Relying 100% on the spells that are in the game doesn't really address many of the higher level alteration lock skills, because the only reliable open lock spell in the game is a 50-point lock spell. So we made a lore-friendly version of a 100% open lock, which is Eckhart's Lock Splitter, which is a scroll that you can get in the game, which is a 100-point open lock, and we just made a spell version of that. It can go ahead and just like say that we learned it. These Lessons of Vivec, I don't want to mess up my level up, so we're gonna see which one that is. Let's see if we can... Oh, it's light armor. Great. Okay. The 36 Lessons of Vivec, Sermon 21. The scripture of the wheel first. The spokes are the 8 components of chaos. Okay, so the wheel is a famous Buddhist symbol. It's also an 8. There's 8 spokes, the eightfold path. The 8 components of chaos, as yet solidified by the laws of time, Static change, if you will, something the lizard gods refer to as the striking. Lizard gods? Okay. That is the reptile wheel, coiled potential, ever preamble to the never action. Second, they are the lent bones of the Aedra, the 8 gift limbs to Sithisit. Okay, hail Sithis, for everyone who plays Oblivion and Skyrim on the Dark Brotherhood. The wet earth of the new star our home. Outside them is the Arubis, and not within. Like most things inexplicable, it is a circle. Circles are confused serpents, striking and never given leave to bite. The Aedra would have you believe different, but they are the givers before liars. Okay, so again, we bring up this difference between Aedra and Daedra, where the Daedra can't create, but they can change, and the Aedra can create, but they can't change, which means also that they can die. And several of Vivec's sermons, or illusions, or gifts, talks about, various monster children that are able to change or be separated, and so they can't be killed. What books talked about that? We'll have to look it up. Maybe it's on this bookshelf before, but I think it's the lesson of Vivec, which gives us the spear level up. But collecting all 36 lessons of Vivec would be a very noble goal for our character. I think that would be right up their alley. Okay. Aedra would have you believe different, but they were givers before liars. Lies have turned them into biters. Their teeth are the proselytizers. To convert is to place oneself in the mouth of falsehood. Even to procreate is to be swallowed. Okay, so biters was one of the other lessons of Vivec that was like almost very clearly an oral sexual reference between him and Mullik Ball, but I'm not sure about that. They might be monsters. Third, the enlightened are those uneaten by the world. Fourth, the spaces between the gift limbs, number 16, the signal shapes of the demon princedoms. It is the key and the lock, Ceres and Manticore. Fifth, look at the majesty sideways and all you see is the tower, which our ancestors made idols from. Look at its center and all you see is the begotten whole, second serpent, womb ready for the right reaching, exact and without enchantment. So the tower is an astrological sign that you can select at character creation. It's a constellation of stars. It's also a very bad omen card in the Tick of Tarot. The tower often stands for disaster. Sixth, the heart of the second serpent holds the secret triangular gate. Seventh, look at the secret triangular gate sideways, and you see the secret tower. Eighth, the secret tower within the tower is the shape of the only name of God, I. The ending of the words is Amsivi. Okay. Kind of weird. Lots of phallic imagery in there. Yeah. And that was our level up to bring us to 10 agility. We now have the duty to level up willpower twice more. And then we will sleep. And then we will be pretty much done. So let's look at what's our lowest willpower skill. It previously was Alteration. Yep. So alteration it is. And then we must choose our weakest alteration skill. I believe it was buoyancy for 4. Let's see if there's any other 4 things. Illusion, nice. Cap energy weak, mysticism. Okay, so buoyancy it is. And we will just wake up every day, cast as many buoyancies as we can, and then go to sleep. And then do that all over again. And that's Morrowind gameplay for you. I wonder if we can sleep in this guy's bed. Yeah, we can.
How about a potion today?
Solus all the buffs are still working for us. And that's what you get for joining the church. You get buffs. Gods love buffs. Clerics love buffs. I wonder if, like, in real life, the big benefit of joining a club is that you get to sleep in a bed. Because that's basically like free rent. Okay, so alteration at 30. Okay, one more. Actually, let's check. Let's save and see if we get the +4 level up. Oh, it doesn't matter because we still have to actually get the level up. So it will not matter. I do like the classic quest journal much more than a quest list with waypoints. I mean, I've been reading a lot of the reviews on Steam about the new Anniversary Edition Skyrim, and it's quite mixed. Some people like it and thinks it's okay. It's still buggy, so many people paid $20 for the game to suddenly not work again, which is extremely annoying. Many of the creation content, I think people were saying you could get it for free, and there's a conflict between the Creation Club modders and the independent modders, like on Nexus Mods for Skyrim. Alright, that's our level. Let's keep going with this. I suppose just to level up our skills even more, let's check what alteration is actually at, 19. The next level up we have to have has to be intelligence. So we need to really focus in on that. We're going to finally start doing alchemy, actually. Let's have Hail Noxid. Have we got any legendary items? I don't think so. I got the ice cap from that Nord barbarian that got paralyzed by the witch. Amulet of Admonition is pretty good. We got that from working for the Telvanni rogue in Nissus. We got Surefeet from him also, and Odunsi's key. We picked up this wooden staff of summoning. This is also, I guess, like Morrowind Rebirth. So resting here is illegal. But I don't think I've come across any of the legendary items so far. I've just been doing Telvanni stuff and wizard stuff. Temple stuff. So temple. Oh, thanks. Appreciate the subscription. Can still remember some of the locations off the top of my head. What are the expansions? Are the expansions part of the Steam version? Yes, I believe so. They come with Tribunal and Blood Moon. So willpower is finally going to get us above 50 as a spellcaster. That's what we wanted all along. The agility is going to help us hit and dodge. And personality, for some reason we just kept getting personality levels ups. It's going to help us with our barter, which has been a very important part of the game for us. I wouldn't hate leveling up luck at some point, considering luck is an extremely useful skill for us. But what I'm really sad about is unarmed or short blade. Every time we level this up, it's necessarily going to take away from our magical skills. So in lots of ways we have to do light armor and spear in order to protect us from leveling up, from filling this 0 to 10 bar, which I want to reserve in this one for enchantment, alchemy, and conjuration. Yeah, conjuration's pretty low. So what should our level up be for this version of the game? I almost think it should be intelligence, willpower, and agility, maybe? I mean, illusion is personality, so that's why we got so much personality while we were leveling up our agility. We'll see. We're definitely going to start investing in the intelligence stuff, though. Nothing in here. Alright, let's save. That was a good level up. That's absolutely key for our character to survive. It's been enough time that our buffs have probably worn off by now. Yep. Let's go ahead and buff up Almsevi's Restoration. Praise Almsevi. Vivec's Mastery, just as good as Vivec. I do wonder if Vivec killed us, because the Ashlanders certainly think that, but I don't know if Dagoth-Ur is lying to the Ashlanders, because they're constantly exposed to the Blight Storms, and they have, you know, these magical dreams. So, werewolf confirmed. Yeah, pretty much. I haven't actually been to the werewolf part of it yet. So that's the thing is, you know who else, which other rumor started in the Ashlanders was the game at dinner with the poison rumor that was being lobbied by Queen Baranzaya. So I think people are using the Ashlanders as a subversive force to destabilize the Dunmer houses, which the Ashlanders love. They are super behind that. You know, that's one of their favorite things to do is they are no fans. There's no lost love between the Ashlanders and the House Dunmer, as they call them. We're just gonna check which this is. Medium armor, okay. Do we want medium armor in this level up? Because that will make it into a endurance level up, which we do kind of need. Yeah, let's do endurance. That means we're gonna have to go back and get our medium armor. And it means we're gonna have to leave our light armor behind. Alright. The 36 Lessons of Vivec, Sermon 22. Then Vivec left the first whirling school and went back to the space that was not its space. From the provisional house, he looked into the middle world to find the second monster, which was called the Treasure Wood Sword. So again, we're talking about monsters. Anytime you see monsters in religious text, we need to start looking at the Daedra, the people that can change. Within years of the pomegranate banquet, it had become a lessening tune to the lower Velothi houses. Again, this word Velothi, I don't know what it is. It seems to be their ancestors that were on this continent before, or like the original migratory group of what would then become the Chimmer and the Dark Elves. They preached of its power. The Treasure Wood Sword, Splinter Scintilla of the High and Glorious. Scintilla is a good word to look up. Scintillating. He who wields it becomes self-known. The warrior poet appeared as a visitation in the ancestor alcove of House Mora, whose rose-worn prince and garlands was a hero against the northern demons. Vivec congregated at the bones. God, I love how the ancient religious writing is. You see this a lot in translations of the Odyssey and the Iliad, like self-known, warrior poet, rose-worn. A scavenger cannot acquire a silk sash and expect to discover the greater system of its predecessor. Perfect happiness is embraced only by the weeping. Give me back, and do so freely, what is barren of my marriage, and I will not erase you from the thought realm of God. God is capital G here. Interesting. And Vivec is saying this. Your line has a notable enchantress that my sister Am is fond of, and from her murky wisdom alone do I condescend to ask. A bone walker emerged from a wall. Condescend to ask indicates his status here. That he shouldn't have to ask. I guess he should demand. It had 3 precious stones set in its lower jaw, a magical practice of old. One was opal, the color of opal. The bone walker bowed to the prince of the middle air and said, "The Treasure Wood Sword will not leave our house. Bargains were made with the Black Hands Mephala and the Greater Shade." So Mephala is supposed to be the anticipation of Vivec. Vivec is supposed to be like a physical or a divine echo of Mephala in the first place. And I think Mephala is also part of she's like the patron deity of the Morag Tong, the Assassin's Guild in the Dunmer. She's the spider queen. The spider goddess, I should say. A little bit better than a queen. Alright. The Greater Shade. Vivec kissed the first precious stone and said, "Animal picture, rude walker, go back to the lamp that stays lit in water and store no more messages of useless noise. Down." He kissed the second precious stone and said, "Proud residue, soon dispersed, serve no guarantees made in my foreimage, and demand nothing of its under skin. I am master evermore. Down." He kissed the opal and said, "Down I take thee." And then Vivec withdrew into the hidden places and found the darkest mothers of the Morag Tong, taking them all to wife and filling them with undusted loyalty that tasted of summer salt. They became as black queens, screaming live, with 100 murderous sons, 1,000 murderous arms, and 100,000 murderous hands. One vast moving event of thrusting kill laughter in alleys, palaces, workshops, cities, and secret halls. Their movements among the holdings of the Rathiim were as rippled endings, heaving between times, with all fates leading to swallowed knives, murder as moaning, God's holy rape erasure of wet death. The king of assassins presented to Vivec the treasure of Wood's sword. "My lord," the king of assassins said, the Prince of House Mora is now fond of you as well. I placed him in the corner of Dagon. His eyes I set into a fire prayer for the wicked. His mouth I stuffed with birds. The ending of the words is Amsivi. Okay, so lots of rich, vibrant writing there. I hope my writing ever becomes as rich and colorful as this. But again, we see very sexual language being used whenever Vivec comes up. The warrior poet is spoken of by imperial scribes as having this double nature of both being honorable and roguish. He's the union of opposites, a paradox. So, you know, the use of the words thrusting, kill laughter, heaving, ripples, taking them to wife is pretty direct, filling them with undusted loyalty that tastes of somersault. It's probably salty cum of some variety. So yeah, this is, again, a very sexy church that you're seeing. And anytime you hear a lesson of Vivec, it's, you know, it's got some pretty interesting work within it. Partly because the Bone Walker is showing that he can't do what Vivec asks because of Mephala. And Vivec, anytime you talk about the tribunals, they're often the opposite gender or the opposite sex of one of the whatever their anticipation is, right? So female Mephala turns into male Vivec. What's it? Alamexria's comes from some other person that I'm forgetting right now. Gosh, it's in the books that we read earlier. It's been a long time for me since I did my other recordings. But yeah, kissing. Vivec is kissing all of these things. Yeah, very similar to Egyptian mythology. Absolutely. The divine swapping of genders is very present in this. Down, I take thee, laying someone down while kissing them. Very sexual theming. And again, we were suspecting that there was a mention of the Morag Tong, and then they really, literally just said that. Yeah, the Morag Tong is the Assassin's Guild. Withdrew into the hidden places and found the darkest mothers of the Morag Tong. He became as Black Queen, screaming live, with 100 murderous sons, 1,000 murderous arms. I think that this is like spider women, because there is a summon that I think you can get in Oblivion and is mentioned in the books of Morrowind, although I don't think it's actually a model in Morrowind, of, you know, upper half centaur women, where the upper half is a beautiful woman and the bottom half is a spider. I wouldn't put it past Vivec to make a bunch of sons to have sex with a bunch of spider women. Seems like exactly up Vivec's alley. Speaking of which, we can soul trap Vivec if we want to. If we go up to him in his holy city called Vivec, and we oh, I do want this. That explains what all the buffs are. I wish the books were slightly lighter. You could also... We did the first history of the Empire on our first session, and we haven't done any of the other histories after that. We might want to try doing that. This could be interesting. So the Invocation of Azura by Siglath Parte. For 300 years I have been a priestess of Azura, the Daedric princess, the Daedric princess of Moonshadow, mother of the rose. Oh, maybe Sotha Sil's anticipation is Azura. I think it is. Yeah, because Vivec is Mythala. Alright, and Queen of the Night Sky. Every Horgathum. I actually love Azura. Azura's really cool. She has a great quest in Skyrim and in Oblivion also. She gives Dawnbreaker the sword. Although if you get it too early, it's a weak sword. That's why I hate the leveling system of Oblivion and Skyrim where the entire world levels with you, because it benefits you saving the Daedric quest for the very, very end. Which, I don't know, might be thematic, but also, like, if you come across a Daedra Shrine, I think if you activate its area, it locks it into that level, which is extremely annoying. Morrowind is the same level all the time, and the only thing that improves in the game is you. So everything holds its value. Alright. Every Horgathum which we celebrate on the 21st Fire Seed, we summon her for guidance, as well as to offer things of worth and beauty to Her Majesty. She is a cruel but wise mistress. Like, yeah, typical Daedra. I mean, Aedra, I guess. Aedra meaning, in the ancient Elven language, things that are our ancestors, and Daedra meaning not of our ancestors. So that's the difference between Aedra and Daedra from the actual translation of Elven. What most humans in Tamriel think of Aedra and Daedra is Aedra are good Daedra, and the Daedra are the bad ones. But the elves have a much more refined and, quite frankly, historical and realistic definition of their own lineage. That's why it always pays to be an elf. Elves are just better. Alright. Every Horgathum which we celebrate on the 21st Fire Seed, we summon her for guidance, as well as to offer things of worth and beauty to Her Majesty. She is a cruel but wise mistress. We do not invoke her on any Horgathum troubled by thunderstorms, for those nights belong to the Mad One, Sheogorath, even if they do coincide with the occasion. Azura at such times understands our caution. Interesting that Azura is being pushed around by Sheogorath here. As Sheogorath has the, I guess, eminent domain right to affect Azura, or at least mess with Azura's ritual. That Azura is not strong enough on her own to safeguard her day, no matter what kind of weather is outside. Azura's invocation is a very personal one. I have been priestess to 3 other Daedric princes, but Azura values the quality of her worshippers and the truth behind our adoration of her. When I was a Dark Elven Maid of 16, I joined my grandmother's coven, worshippers of Malag Bal. Whoa, okay. I guess you have to be born into it. The Schemer's Princesses. The Schemer Princess. Is Malag Bal female? Maybe. That... Okay. I didn't realize that. Blackmail, extortion, and bribery are as much the weapons of the witches of Molag Bal as is dark magic. The invocation of Molag Bal is held in the 20th of Evening Star, except during stormy weather. Again, you see that coming up. This ceremony is seldom missed, but Molag Bal often appears to her cultists in mortal guise on other dates. When my grandmother died in an attempt to poison the air of Firewatch, I re-examined my faith in the cult. Aw. Bad. My brother was a warlock of the cult of Boethia, and, from what he told me, the Dark Warrior was closer to my spirit than the treacherous Molag Bal. Is Boethia one of the anticipations of Alimexia? I think it is, because it's Boethia, Mythala, and Azura. Those are the 3 ones. Pretty sure Boethia is male, and so that would make Alimexia female. Boethia is a warrior princess. She keeps calling them all princesses. Or is it Boethia for Sotha Sil? Gosh, I have to get that book in order to figure it out. Who acts more overtly than any other Daedra. After years of skulking and scheming, it felt good to perform acts for a mistress which had direct, immediate consequences. Besides, I liked it that Boethia was a Daedra of the Dark Elves. Our cult would summon her on the day we called the Gauntlet, the second day of Sun's dusk. Bloody competitions would be upheld in her honor, and the duels and battles would continue until 9 cultists were killed at the hands of other cultists. Boethia cared little for her cultists, she only cared for our blood. I do think I saw her smile when I accidentally slew my brother in a sparring session. My horror, I think, greatly pleased her. Okay, so working for Daedra. I left the cult soon after that. Boethia was too impersonal for me, too cold. I wanted a mistress of greater depth. For the next 18 years of my life, I worshipped no one. Instead, I read and researched. It was in an old and profane tome that I came upon the name of the Nocturnal. Nocturnal, the Night Mistress. Nocturnal, the Unfathomable. As the book prescribed, I called to her on her holy day, the 3rd of Hearthfire. At last I had found the personal mistress I had so long desired. I strove to understand her labyrinthine philosophy, the source of her mysterious pain. Everything about her was dark and shrouded, even the way she spoke and the acts she required of me. It took years for me to understand the simple fact that I could never understand Nocturnal. Her mystery was as essential to her as savagery was to Boethia or treachery to Mologbal. To understand Nocturnal is to negate her, to pull back the curtains cloaking her realm of darkness. As much as I loved her, I recognized the futility of unraveling her enigmas. I turned instead to her sister, Azura. Azura is the only Daedra princess I have ever worshipped who seems to care about her followers. Mologbal wanted my mind, Boethia wanted my arms, and Nocturnal perhaps my curiosity. Azura wants all of that, and our love above all. Not our abject slavering, but our honest and genuine caring in all its forms. It is important to her that our emotions be engaged in her worship, and our love must also be directed inward. If we love her and hate ourselves, she feels our pain. I will for all time have no other mistress. Okay, well, we'll see. I mean, she's gone through 4 already, but she lived a long life. That's very nice. I like that. That's appreciated. Okay, so let's save. Let's see what the other one is. We've read this before. So this one is that book that I was referencing earlier. I think. I don't know. We may have already just read that. Okay, the book we're looking for is Aedra and Daedra. The Book of Daedra. These are excerpts from the lengthy tome describing the nature of each of the Daedra. I don't know if we've ever read this. Azura, whose sphere is dusk and dawn, the magic in between realms of twilight, known as Moon Shadow, mother of the rose and queen of the night sky. Boethia, whose sphere is deceit and conspiracy, and the secret plots of murder, assassination, treason, and unlawful overthrow of authority. So that's a different characterization of Boethia than what we heard in the other book, where Mologbal was the sneaky one and Boethia was the murder one. Clavicus Vile, whose sphere is the granting of power and wishes through ritual invocations of the pact. Hermanius Mora, whose sphere is scrying of the tides of fate in the past and future as read in the stars and heavens, and in whose dominion are the treasures of knowledge and memory. Hircine, you see that a lot in Skyrim for Hircine, and their the followers, or the companions. The Fighters Guild, for their Fighters Guild in Skyrim, is mixed up with Hircine a lot. Whose sphere is the hunt, the sport of Daedra, the great game, the chase, known as the huntsman and the father of man-beasts. Hircine is also really big in Wood Elves, as we'll see if we continue to read A Dance in Fire. Malakath, whose sphere is the patronage of the spurned and the ostracized, the keeper of the sworn oath and the bloody curse. Maynard's Dagon, whose sphere is destruction, change, revolution, energy, and ambition. I think that's the main bad guy for Oblivion, if I'm not mistaken. Mythala, whose sphere is obscured to mortals, known by names the web spinner, spinner, and the spider, whose only consistent theme seems to be interference in the affairs of mortals for her amusement. So that's the patron goddess of the Morag Tong, which we will be joining, actually. We might want to do that now, kind of, when we go back to Vivec. It's one of the things we can do in Vivec, is join the Morag Tong. Merida, whose sphere is obscured to mortals, who is associated with the energies of living things. Molag-Bal, whose sphere is the domination and enslavement of mortals, whose desire is to harvest the souls of mortals to bring mortals' souls within his sway by spreading the seeds of strife and discord in the mortal realms. And Naminira, whose sphere is the ancient darkness known as the spirit Daedra, ruler of sundry dark and shadowy spirits, associated with spiders, insects, slugs, and other repulsive creatures. Namira, which inspire mortals with an instinctive revulsion. Nocturnal, whose sphere is the night and darkness, who is known as the Night Mistress. Periite, whose sphere is the ordering of the lowest orders of Oblivion, known as Taskmaster. Sanguine, so this also comes up in the Dark Brotherhood quests, whose sphere is hedonistic revelry and debauchery, and passionate indulgences of darker natures. I think that's also comes up in the vampire quests for Skyrim, if I'm not mixed up. And Sheogorath, whose sphere is madness and whose motives are unknowable, and Vernima, whose sphere is the realm of dreams and nightmares, and from whose realm issues forth evil omens. Especially marked for special interest under the heading Malakath, you find reference to the Scourge, blessed by Malakath and dedicated to the use of mortals. In short, the reference suggests that any Daedra attempting to invoke the weapon's powers will be expelled into the void streams of Oblivion. So Scourge, I think, is a special item weapon that you can get in the new Skyrim Anniversary Edition. And it's like a popular Daedra weapon that you can get. Of the legendary artifacts of the Daedra, many are well known, like Azura's Star, which is in Morrowind, we really want that, and Sheogorath's Wabbajack, available in at least Oblivion and Skyrim. I'm not sure if it shows up in Morrowind. I think it does in the Ice Island DLC, Solstheim. Others are less well known, like Scourge, Macin's Hammer, Bane of Daedra. Yet though Malakath blessed Scourge to be potent against his Daedra kin, he thought not that it should fall into Daedric hands, then to serve as a tool for private war among Caitiff and Forsaken. Thus did Malakath curse the device such that should any dark kin seek to invoke its powers, that a void should open and swallow that Daedra, and purge him into Oblivion's void streams, from thence to pathfind back to the real and unreal worlds in the full order of time. This is the anticipations. This is what we're talking about. The Daedra are powerful ancestor spirits, similar in form and substance to the Tribunal, blessed be their holy names. This is clearly from a biased source towards the Tribunal, not necessarily an independent, academic, unbiased perspective, but weaker in power and more arbitrary and removed from the affairs of mortals. In our times, the Chimmer worshipped the Daedra as gods, but they did not deserve this veneration, for the Daedra harmed their worshippers as often as helped them. The advent of the Tribunal, blessed be their holy names, changed this unhappy state by the apotheosis. The Tribunal, blessed be their holy names, became the protectors and high ancestor spirits of the Dunmer, and bade the Daedra to give proper veneration and obedience. Okay. The three good Daedra, Boethia, Azura, and Mephala. Okay, so it is these three. Recognized by the divinity of the triune ancestors, blessed be their holy names, the rebel Daedra, Moligbal, Malakash, Sheogorath, and Mehrunes Dagon refused to swear fealty to the Tribunal, and their worshippers were cast out. So we have in that book, that Fireseed book, probably a religious fantasy version of Sothasil and Vivec and Alamaxria making these deals with the Daedra gods for the benefit of the mortal realm. Yeah, Boethia is the anticipation of Alamaxria, but male to her female. Boethia was the ancestor who illuminated the elves ages ago, before the mythic era. He told them the truth of Lorkhan's test and defeated Ariel's champion Trinimac. So Trinimac is the father of the orcs. Boethia ate Trinimac and voided him, and made the orcs. The followers of Boethia and Trinimac rubbed the soil of Trinimac upon themselves and changed their skins. Mephala is the anticipation of Vivec, but manifold and androgynous. So Vivec is androgynous here. Mephala taught the Chimmer to evade their enemies or kill them with secret murder. The Chimmer were few in those days and threatened on all sides. Mephala taught the Chimmer to build houses. Later, so by houses with a capital H, they mean the 5, or rather the 6, houses of the Dark Elves. Later, the Mephala created the Morag Tong. Azura is the anticipation of Sothasil, but female to his male. Okay, so it's Azura that's Sothasil. Azura was the ancestor who taught the Chimmer how to be different from the Altmer. Orcs are canonically covered in shit, per the Elven myth. Yep, pretty much. That's literally what it is. Classic racism. Azura was the ancestor who taught the Chimmer how to be different from the Altmer. Her teachings are sometimes attributed to Boethia. Interesting. All the stories, Azura is often encountered more as a communal progenitor of the race as a whole, rather than as an individual ancestor. She is associated with dusk and dawn, and is sometimes called the Mother Soul. Azura's star, also called the Twilight Star, appears briefly at dawn and dusk low on the horizon below the constellation of the Steed. Azura is associated with mystery and magic, fate and prophecy. Okay. It's interesting that, like, Boethia is seen as both super evil in some of these books and really good in others. And also that, like, quite frankly, their portfolios change. Boethia used to have secret murder, and now it's attributed to Mephala. So there's a messiness to this stuff, right? Boethia's sphere is deceit and conspiracy and secret plots of murder, assassination, treason, and unlawful overthrow of authority. And then we have Mephala, that's the web spinner, and spider. The consistent theme seems to be the interference in their affairs of mortals for her amusement. And then we have Azura, which is magic in between realms, known as Moonshadow, Mother of Rose, and Queen of the Night Sky. So this fits in with what we know about Daedra, which is that they can change. So it's a little bit hard to pin down exactly what they all are. But yeah, one of the reasons that we joined the temple is because I wanted to finally get a grasp on some of the mythology, and I thought of no better way to do that than to go to the oldest book, the oldest game, and start just reading their books and seeing what we could get out of them. But I do know a lot more about the gods and goddesses of the Elder Scrolls series now that I've done this project, and I hope it's been enlightening for the rest of you. Okay, so what does this mean for us? This means that this level up should be about endurance. We still need health. We're extremely low health for our level, and the longer we wait to level up endurance, the worse it'll get for us. We can spend some money to get very far into the world. And I think we're going to do that. I think we are going to go to get medium armor. And in order to do that, we should go to a place that has a mage's guild. Oh, wow. There's a Blightstorm in here. I've never been to Margon. It's right in the middle. I hope they have a mage's guild here. Certainly windy. Maybe we can ask the guard. Margon is a Redoran egg mine village in the North Ashlanders, north of Aldrune, close to the Banai Dad Foyeda. The ghost fence on the plains beneath Red Mountain. Monsters have been breaking through the ghost fence here and attacking the villagers. Fortunately, monster fighters have been answered the call for volunteers to come protect Margon. Pilgrims from the Tribunal Temple of Cousins visit Margon Tower Shrine, where Lord Vivec outwitted the bad Daedra Lord Mehrunes Dagon. Yeah, dude. Let's go. I've never been to Margon. Doesn't seem like there's a mage's guild here. Probably just a tribunal temple. Is this the tower, or is this just a military tower? It's a guard tower one. Pawnbroker. Nice. So the winds affect your speed. If you're going into the wind, it's way harder for you to move. This is the Margon Shrine. Well, we belong to the temple. Might as well. Okay. This is a rock. It's a magic rock. This is a Daedra. Hi. Hello. These are all owned. Just refresh our buffs here and then we'll save. I'll figure out what this all is about here. Okay. I'm in Adra. If you're a pilgrim, read the inscription on the stupid rock. Welcome, Marganon. Marganon is the site of the Holy Tower Shrine, a favourable place of pilgrimage for the temple faithful. So we have a publican, we have a famous questing swordsman and monster slayer, we have Tratus Relis, We have tribunal priests at the tower shrine. We have a smith. We have several priests, 2 at the tower shrine, 1 at the monarch non-outpost. We have a Redoran smith, drill master, so pretty bare bones. The Mages Guild has not gotten out here, so we can't use them. Here, Mayrunsteged held this rock high above the Dunmer. Vivec taunted Mayrunsteged so that Dagon threw the rock at Vivec instead of the people. Okay, wow. I believe I've seen a Dark Elf with such a grand outfit in some time. Yeah, I'm fancy. I stole this outfit. Almexia was the virtuous wife of Lord Nerevar. Really? I did not know that Nerevar was married to Almexia, and later the consort of Lord Vivec. Okay, so she had sex with both of them. Interesting. Dude, that's pretty rough. At once brave and honorable and cunning and devious, Lord Vivec is a rare combination of the virtues of flamboyant adventurer and prudent statesman. The rebel Daedra, the dark Daedra, Malagbal, Malekith, Sheogorath, Mayrunsteged, in their arrogance, the pride, they refuse to keep faith with the tribunal. We call these bad Daedra the four corners of the House of Troubles, and they continue to tempt the unwary into heresy and dark worship. Yeah, I mean, we just talked to one of the Dark Elves who spent her life and her whole family life worshipping the Daedra of, what's it, Boethia and Malagbal. Do you want the blessing of the tribunal? Very well, stand still. Narcodon's blessings. Narcodon's blessing. Alright, I guess that's free. You just cast Marganon's blessing on you. Fantastic. Arcanians are cunning savage beasts and capable of enlightenment. Ooh, much racism here. They are blasphemous travesties of nature with unspeakable foulness in their private and family urges. They are fit only for service, and only when guided by a stern hand can they avoid abomination. Dagoth is the evil immortal enemy of the Tribunal Temple cult. The temple holds Dagoth and his hosts accountable for all the evils that beset the Dunmer and Morrowind. Dagoth dwells in fiery caverns beneath Red Mountains, served by his kin called Ash Vampires, and the legions of deformed monsters. Good Daedra are Boethia, Mephala, and Azura. So, Boethia was one of the ones that the lady in the book served, as well as Azura, and she did try Mephala. Or wait, no, she didn't try Mephala, she tried Nocturne. Sorry. These Daedra are the good Daedra, which we also call the Anticipations. Okay, I need some water to help my voice. I'll be right back.
Walk with virtue, outlander. There is someone watching me, I can tell.
All right. We're back. Just gonna refresh these because it's free and it's here. I'm Gary. Lots of pilgrims come to visit Temple Shrine. Is there something I can do? Do you need help? Services? Managed nearby have been bragging about how they captured a famous noble. I wonder who it is. Not to improve a skill you're terrible at. It's worth paying for a little training, just to get you started. Sure you can teach yourself, but it can be slow and frustrating. Interesting. This is really good advice from the game, by the way. Like, they literally do tell you what the purpose of training is. If someone attacks you first, you have the right to defend yourself. If someone doesn't attack you first, you're going to break the law if you attack them. So these are pilgrims, probably. Okay, so I think we've read this before. So they're basically saying that if anyone worships Mehrunes Dagon or Sheogorath or Malagbal or Malakath in Morrowind, that you kill them. That those cults are outlawed, even though they're Daedra cults. So you're only allowed to worship the good Daedra that actually have made a contract to try to help the Dunmer people. Malagbal in Morrowind is the king of rape. He tries to upset the bloodlines of the houses and otherwise ruin the Dunmer gene pool. So some eugenics here. A race of monsters said to live in Mullag Amur are the result of his seduction of Vivec during a previous era. So Malagbal seduced Vivec, apparently? Or maybe it was the other way around and the church is just covering it up. If you notice, all of these religious texts, or at least the official ones that are really, really common, they don't have authors here, which assumes that you can, which means that it's safe to assume that they are from the church itself and don't have a specific author, or the specific author doesn't wish to be known. So these are probably written by committee, a religious committee that is like setting up official canon. So again, something to be aware of when reading these things is there's lots of different perspectives, lots of different directions. Varieties of faith, very interesting. Okay. Second barrier might be nice. Sure, let's pick it up. I want to pick up many of the cheap spells. So, Alamexia is the healing mother, the source of compassion and sympathy and protector of the poor and weak. It's a very different response than what we asked the other guy. Let's see if we can improve his... Well, actually, let's save, because I don't want to increase my illusion skill. Yeah, at 100%, that's what her answer is. So they all have different answers for the same quote here. Depending on who you're talking to, they'll have different perspectives on the same thing. So that's why conversation in this game is so interesting, is because if you talk to one of the high priests about who Alamexia is, you know, they might focus on who she was having sex with in the ancient time period. You know, she was the wife of Saint Neverar and was like supposed to be, what was it, faithful? Yeah. Blessed Alamexia is the warden of one of the 3 immortal god kings of Morrowind. Wait, did she? And is the patron of healers and teachers. Who said that she was the wife of the Neverrain, of Saint Neverar? Did I just hallucinate that? Someone said that, right? Did one of my buffs wear off?
Please join me.
Yeah, okay, when I have the buff, it says Almexia was the virtuous wife of Lord Neverar, and then later the consort of Lord Vivec. So with you, she was a virtuous wife, but then you died, probably, or disappeared, or something. Or maybe Lord Vivec and and Alamexia killed you, as the Ashlanders believe. And then was the consort of Lord Vivec. So there might be some treachery going on here. I don't know how virtuous a wife Alamexia really was. Or if that's just a lie that Digeth is spreading around using the Ashlander tribes. Which it could be, you know. We don't know the whole story. Finding out the whole story is basically the game. It's very much like the old Myst games, where the point of it is to find out the mystery of the story. Yeah, and this Fortune, extracting profit from trade and interest, steals wealth from the deserving and puts it in the hands of thieves and extortionists. Wow. Maybe this is where I got my early economic politics from. It's a very clear attack on industry as a human activity. Of course, this person works for the church, so they probably have a reason to believe that. I do want some... What is this? Harpulon Index. We saw one of this in that mage's house also. I don't know if this is an addition from the DLC because I've never seen it before. I don't remember it at all from when I was a kid playing through this on the Xbox original. $75 points of Sanctuary is amazing. And 25 points attack. This makes you into a beast. You need to go south. No, we can't do willpower and intelligence at the same time. I forgot. So...
What do you want?
Man. Our healing ideally should come from potions of healing that we make ourselves. And we need medium armor. And there's no mages around in this city, I think, to sell us soul gems. I'm pretty sure. We shouldn't even really be sprinting that much. Is this a person? It is? Question mark? And if it is bandit, we have 75 points. Oh, it's gone. Okay. Pardon me, can you help a poor pilgrim? I'm trying to get to Ruddy Man, but I've lost my way. If you would be so kind as to help, I could pay you 150 septims on our arrival. I need to get there rather quickly, though. I'm on a pilgrimage, and there are others I must meet there. I must meet at Ruddy Man in Coal Cave within 2 days. Can you help him? I can. Okay. Gosh, alright. So that's it. It's west. Southwest for us. Gonna be a lot. I really don't want to fight these guys. Cliff Racer, of course. So Nissus is probably oh, this might be a bandit camp. Maybe? Beware of the Margabash, renegade witch warrior women who practice dark magics. Based on the Margabash's dark power is called Ghost Snake that paralyzes and drains a victim's vitality. Really? That might be what happened to all those barbarians. Eogorad. Sounds like Sheograth to me. Kill this if we are going. If we are going endurance, then we must use the spear. Oh, they really do follow your tracks, like, exactly. Oh. Bandit cave. We haven't done any bandit cave dungeons yet. Good old diseased rat. Our favorite. Classic. This rat got a disease. Normally rats wouldn't be that bad. But diseased rat, it's got a little something for you. A gift. Okay. I think I'm starting to figure out how the resources are distributed in the plants. Some of them are very big plants and they have more than one. Glad it's not a blight storm right now. We need to level up our enchant, don't we? Yes, we do. The enchantment does regenerate slowly based on time. So that's kind of our... There we go. So we're just using the lightest attack possible because we want to level up the skill, which means we want to hit him as many times as possible for low damage. If we were using the spear for actual damage, we would hold it all the way back until it does its animation and stops, and then let it go. And that has the chance to do 26 damage. Here's our naked friend. Which I think we have talked to before. Yes, damned witches. I mean, maybe it was that Ashlander witch that, you know, they were talking about earlier. I would not be surprised in the least. Partly because she is, you know, racist against outsiders. Disease next sound. Gotta be careful about that. Disease script. Lots of disease in the Western Gash region. Our pilgrim friend is a little slow. That's okay, as long as we stay on the road. Picking up money. Makes 1 gold every few feet. One of the ways that you can stay having enough money in the world to afford fast travel, because all the fast travel costs money in the game. Could have used our recall spell, but I don't really trust it. I think we might want to go over here. Look at him, he goes all the way, exactly retracing my steps, and then he comes back. Very basic pathing. That's a mine over there. We should probably put it on our map, at least. First try. Okay. Kind of inhospitable down there on the coast. Okay. Veloth Ancestral Tomb. Interesting. Velothi is one of the major words that we don't know yet. Is our dude... Do you have a map? I can mark it on the location for you. Yes. Interesting that there are these people around here. I've done 3 of these shrine escort quests so far. I think also that if you give the drag wax to the shrine again, it'll give you another medium armor cuirass, which could be nice for us. It's certainly expensive and we could sell it, but I don't know if that's like a little secret knowledge exploit of ours. The disease scrib. I've been really happy with Spear so far. That's something over there. Have to mark that on our map. Getting close. Yeah, that's it. Yep. There it is. Alright, filling out the map. Not bad. Alright, buddy. Not bad. Wouldn't be an Elder Scrolls game without a bunch of slaughterfish every time we get in the water. But granted, we do need to level up some of our other skills. Let's see, alchemy. Conjuration is really the only intelligence skill that does magic. Conjuration and enchanting and alchemy, I suppose. So, let's see. Okay. Yeah, I guess not. Kind of far out there. Oh, it looks like it's a Daedra place or a necromancy place. Yeah, look at the blood on the door. I don't know about that. Hey buddy. How you doing? Nice of them to walk their way all the way over here. Sub done. Okay. Yeah, this seems good. Got the lava down there, the red candles. Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll do that later. At least we know it's here. It's on our map. Oh, there's a Daedroth over there. I don't really want to fight a Daedroth, to be honest. But I suppose we have to. I don't know. Let's just get out of here. Let's just use our recall. Recall's mysticism. Mysticism is willpower. We have Thieves' Inspiration. It's also mysticism. So 20 for that. You know what? Recall is also 20. So let's do this. And this is temple. Okay. Nice. Let's heal up a little bit. Check the box. Get the buffs. Yeah, I mean, if Alamexia murdered you and cheated on you in another life, it's really sad that you're getting her blessing.
Not with virtue, Outlander.
Yeah. And it also kind of shows
What was that?
what Vivec's poetry is like very obviously sexual. And that's great if you're hot and everybody loves it. But I don't know. We'll see. Blasphemous revenants. Not in the world nor out of it, but between worlds they linger, held in the hearth and tomb by blood and loyalty. If they come unbidden from love of kin or faith or duty, it is not unholy. Yeah, we've read this before, I believe. It is but the answering of the ancestors, the awakening of those who never sleep, the summoning to service of those bound through hearth and house to protection of the clan. But if sorcerers bring them forth, then such a summon is blasphemy, an abomination before the tribes and temple, and a sin so great that ages of burning cannot cleanse the fault. Abide not the sorcerer among you, for he comes to steal the bones of your fathers and dust of your tombs. He seeks to bind by power what is yours by right, to drag forth the warm spirits from their world between, and bind them to their service like slaves and beasts. Who can know the shame of the dead, the ceaseless weeping of the necromancer's thrall? Cruel enough is the ancestor's service given in love to hearth and kin, but ghost or guardian, bone walker or bone lord, summoned by profane ritual and bound by force to the corpse miner's will. How may such a spirit ever find rest? How may it ever find its way back to its blood and clan? Only a righteous Dunmer, bound by blood to hearth and kin, bound by oath and service to the temple, can call upon the spirits of the Dunmer dead. Those foreign sorcerers of other races that invade our shores, shall they be permitted to rob our tombs, to bind our kin spirits into sorcerous slavery, to steal the lives of our dead as well as the land of our living? No, I say no and no, 3 times more. Such necromancers must die, and their profane magics must die with them. And shall we tolerate the hidden hosts of the undead, the arrogant princes of necromancers, the ancient vampire demons who creep from their lairs in the west, seeking refuge in profane Daedric shrines, abandoned Dunmer strongholds, and corrupted subterranean labyrinths of the detested Demwar race? For ages the great houses and the temple have kept our land clean of the vampire's taint, but now these undead lords and their vile cattle have returned. These vampires must die, and their corrupt cattle die with them, and their blood taint must be forever erased by fire and stake. Alright, so some anti-vampire stuff on the books. As an aspiring vampire ourselves, who's also in the temple, we can kind of choose how we feel about that. Cantinas of Vivec. I think that's just a map to Vivec City, the holy city. Although from some of the books that we've read, not all the way holy. Alright. Alright. I think that's it. Yeah. Nissa's temple is a temple we know well.
Praise Vivec.
Maybe we should move our mark somewhere else. Maybe we should move our mark to Sajith Mora. And we're not selling our alchemy ingredients because we need alchemy to level up this level. We are just going to put them in our home somewhere. This is an owned Kirschweed, apparently. Go to Aldrune. Yeah, it's interesting that you can't join the Kamana Tong, like the nativist thieves guild. If you're a thief, you pretty much have to join the thieves guild. the Imperial Thieves Guild or the Foreigner Thieves Guild, at least. Not really an option. But also, by the same token, there's no Brotherhood. So if you're want to play as an Imperial, or if at least foreigner-friendly outside source as an Assassin's Clan, you can't. You cannot do that. Visibility strong. What's our current invisibility at? 23 points. We just have normal invisibility, don't we? Yeah, 11 points for 15 seconds. We'll keep that. Armor Eater, 11 points. Okay. Light, 6 points. Maybe, I don't really want to do that. Weakness to fire, weakness to frost. Poison. Running touch, great. Maybe this? $30 for 1 for 12. Costing 12. 30 for 1 costing 12. Let's see. Yeah, 30 for 1 costing 12. Nothing there. Nothing. What are those? Okay, let's get the armor first, and then we'll go to Balmora.
Well, hello there. A pleasure to meet you.
Wow. Fancy humanoid seems important. We might need that before we go fighting for the Kamana Tong. Yeah. Let's do that. Yeah, let's also do that. Okay. And I did say that I wanted one of these, at least. Common, petty we have for free. Maybe at least one. That's very nice. A steel Jinx sword. Jinx swords are always funny. The short blade. We do focus on short blades, so. Powerful blade, extra damage. Field ring. Visibility. Trap. I mean, they really do make money a good alternative if you're not a mage. So, like the Scroll of Unduce's Unhinging, 25 to 75, that again was balanced. That is not the original Scroll of Unduce's Unhinging. Okay. Check the box, of course. We might need those scrolls if we're being honest with ourselves. It might be good to...
How may I?
to do this.
So what do you want?
So what do you want? Oh, the fog really adds something to Edrith Mora. Seeing those wizard towers come out of the distance and their mushroom locations. Very pretty. Yeah, it's just somewhat disappointing that, like, in order to level efficiently, you basically have to not have your major skills be the skills that you actually want to use. It's a little sad. A sad aspect of design.
May I help you, Outlander?
Sorry, we need to go to change our clothes up at the tower. Someday soon we will have our own house with the House Telvanni. And we'll be able to live there comfortably. I wonder if you have the bound armor from Conjuration, if you do level up in the armor skill of the Daedric weapons, which are heavy. I believe it's all heavy armor. So that would be interesting to check. There's 3 papers. Dance in the fire. Extravagant robes. Expensive amulet. Bone mold is a good look. It's so much heavier. The really hard part. Well, okay, we're a little low on gold again. You could try enchanting some scrolls. That would be pretty funny. There's also just the House Sylvani quest that we can do here. But I want to at least knock out that Thieves Guild quest. Even if we don't continue to do the Thieves Guild quests. And it'll put us next to our alchemy equipment, which we also want to start leveling up. So this is the alchemy level, finally. Alchemy and conjuration, that's how we're going to solve our problems this level. And then we also have to just independently decide what our next goal is going to be. Because I feel like it should be getting the Telvanni things done. Like, at least up. But again, we're getting high up. We're getting towards the end of, you know, Telvanni storylines. Things are getting serious. And if we're not at high level, we're going to run into some genuine problems.
Tidings and good wishes to you, friend.
Yeah, you too. Thanks. An avocado. Thanks. Should we try some? We might. We don't have any souls though. No souls. Dark souls. Okay. Some real expensive stuff. Collect. We're really starting to get up there.
How may I help you, Dunmer? All right, I'm intrigued. Go ahead.
I mean, apparently Dunmer is a sign of respect. If someone calls you Dunmer instead of Dark Elf.
May I help you, Outlander?
I don't know if I want to do the Mage's Guild quest that she gives. But then again, we are all the way out here. Alright, let's start up on... Trueless VC asked me to bring her the key from the top floor of Nerano Manor here in Balmora. Ornis Nerano certainly has a key. It may be easier to get the key from one of his servants, such as Savor Trandel at the Balmora Council Club. Okay. more Council Club. We're gonna walk right into the place where the Kamana Tong is. And we are going to steal a key from them. I'm not sure how this is gonna go. I don't trust you enough to talk about the Kamana Tong.
Where is that slave?
Huh. He hates me. But he'll restore my stuff. Probably for a bunch of cost. Alright. What's the name? Tavor? Thovor. Trandel. That's him. Homilies of Blessed Almaxria. Training. Huh. Well, you know, let's try it out. There's a few different things we should do first. We could go to the temple, and we could $57. Oh, 58. Okay. That's our work. Alchemy's a great way to increase personality and make gold. Yeah. It sure is. You can sell people stuff. They love it. They love you. And also, you can make insanely powerful potions. Effective method of leveling fits the witch motif. Absolutely. Where's that key, though? Huh. Oh, God. Okay, we are clearly not good enough at sneak in order to sneak the key off of his person.
I'm waiting.
I wonder if his room is in here.
Make it quick, Outlander.
Hey. You buy stuff, don't you? Yeah, you do. Sure you do. Everyone buys stuff if the price is right. Am I right? I don't know if I want this person to like me compared to the Thieves Guild, so I'm gonna... Maybe I'm even not gonna... Actually, yeah. We're gonna reload that save. I want to sell things to the Thieves Guild because they are the ones that are
Someone
responsible for clearing my bounty. And we're gonna have to unlock some of these doors.
My time is precious, so
Permitted.
make it quick.
I don't know what permitted means. You're gonna have to go invisible and then cast an unlock spell on this door. I think that's the play. Hey, you didn't notice that, right? Of course you didn't. Not at all. Nothing strange going on in here. And nothing is in here. Okay. Great. Dang. Alright. Get our magicka back. Sleep in the stolen bed. Level 50. That is what this is. Let's put on the ring. Onduski's key. Thank you, Onduski. You're always my favorite. You have a very good key on you. Gonna have to be invisible first, of course. Now we use the key.
My time is precious, so make it quick.
Nothing here. Nothing here. Stealing all the pillows.
Speak quickly, Outlander, or go away.
Is there a key somewhere that's hidden? I mean, I popped all these locks. Nope. It is really cool that you can do this in this game. Well, I will be... Maybe that's not his room. I mean, if the skill is to pickpocket him, our sneak skill is going to have to be way higher than it is right now. There's just no way. We're going to be stealthy enough to do that. Okay, but let's give this one a shot. If it's not here, like, we're just gonna have to leave. $25. Oh, jeez. No. Okay, this is a storehouse. Your dick blindy, that's pretty good. Okay. Okay. This is... Alright. You know what? Okay. Thank you. We're done. We messed it up.
My time is precious, so make it quick. My time is precious, so make it quick.
What do you want?
I mean, maybe it's just a hard quest. I don't know. What other things do we have in this region? Glorious Pharaoh. Doesn't seem to be like a imperial quest, so maybe we could do that. Sworn an oath to stop corruption, but the syndicates have got their people protected. To fulfill his oath, has some work outside the system. He's on the take, but it's more important friends who can protect him. Okay, let's go to Fort Moonmoth then. Let's pick up and drop off some stuff at our Skooma Den house, and then we can go. Gotta pick up some skooma. Greetings. Yeah, I think that's it. Protean, that's what it is. Moonaxle replied, mine is a dual nature protean. I'm in fact made of many straight lines, though none last too long. In this way I've learned to ignore all true segments. Luckily the sword not held was curved, and therefore could cut into move axle. And before the sun was up, he was bleeding from many wounds. So this is what is talking about the creation of monsters. Vivec and Melphala. Yeah, this is a good book. We've read it before also. But this is what I was talking about Westerners' perspective on how connected Vivec is to Melphala. You know, it has enough 100 level lock is Vivec's door. I could go and talk to Vivec if we want to. While Boethia, the so-called Prince of Plots, provided the revolutionary methods needed to bring about this transformation, Melphala was the shadowy implementer of those methods. As known in the West, Melphala is the demon of murder, sex, and secrets. All of these themes contain subtle aspects of violent ones: assassination, genocide, courtship, orgy, tact, poetic truths. Melphala is understood paradoxically to contain and integrate these contradictory themes, and all these subtle undercurrents and contradictions are present in the Dunmer conceptions of Vivec, even if they are not explicitly described and explained in temple doctrine. The Dunmer do not envision Lord Vivec as a creature of murder, sex, and secrets. Rather, they conceive Lord Vivec as a benevolent king, guardian, warrior, poet, artist. but at the same time, unconsciously, they accept the notion of darker, hidden currents beneath Vivec's benevolent aspects. For example, one of the most striking persistent myths associated with Vivec is the story that Vivec conspired with his co-rulers Alamexria and Sotha Sil and the murder of Lord Nerevar, the greatest Dunmer heroes and generals. The story is derived from Ashlander oral tradition and is flatly contradicted by all temple traditions. So this is interesting. Like, do we believe the Ashlanders or do we believe the temple? Nonetheless, the tale is firmly established in the Dunmer imagination, as if to say, of course Vivec would never have conspired to murder Lord Nerevar, but it happened so long ago. Who can know the truth? The public face of Vivec is benign, sensitive, compassionate, and protective of his followers. At the same time, the Dunmer seem irrationally comfortable with the hidden aspects of Vivec, the darker components of violence, lust, and conspiracy associated with the more primitive and ruthless impulses of the Anticipations. Yeah, that's just kind of how the Dark Elves are, you know? They're cool with it. They're A-okay. 75 level lock trapped. See, this is what I mean, like, alteration is seen as the solution for some locked doors, but if you really want to get into everywhere in Morrowind, you need security. Like, and not even just normal security. You need... Oh, I know. Okay. Okay, we need to do this first. We need to do Jack of Trades. And then we need to do... Well, to be honest, we actually need to go to the temple. We need to get the temple buffs, and then we can do our alchemy. Nice armor, bro. House for sale? Always good. I think that is part of Morrowind Rebirth. There's a wide variety of houses you can buy. I think you can only own one so far in the game, but the creator of the mod has said that that he's working on more, like in the last few weeks even. Now let's check the box. Nothing in the box. Okay. Let's sell the pillow. Pretty buddy. Well, if it's a Kamana Tong pillow, then we're happy to steal it. In the Balmora Temple, is there any 75 level chest lock? Okay. It's also getting to 2 hours and 20 minutes, so we might have to call it pretty soon. Actually, let's see which ones those are. We're gonna do a small amount of save scumming just to make sure that our level up is correct. Okay. Okay. We've read this. This is unarmored. We don't really want that, even though it's speed and it is part of our class, so we cannot do that one.
Yes, Outlander, how do you do?
Okay, yeah, let's just start. Get some of as much of our health back as possible. We have the buffs going. So we have Magicka, Endurance, Willpower, and Luck. Luck is going to be particularly useful for us. Jack of Trades, give us luck. As a matter of fact, we're going to do the mage one first. Going to do the mage ring. Agility, speed, that doesn't really affect us. Then we're going to do the luck. Okay. I really didn't want to level up that, but that's okay. Willpower and agility, 2 and endurance. There's also there's one called Wisdom that's just buffs intelligence. I didn't buy it because it's expensive, but it could probably help you out here. Power well, of course. Yeah, okay. Alright. Well, let's get to it. What should we make sure to make first? I think it's this. And leech leather. Fortify intelligence. Oh, it failed. No! Oh, that's sad. Kind of really needed that. Bring magic up, woof. Hmm. Okay, Comma Cuddle. Okay. Got plenty of luck. See if this guy will like us more. Okay, doesn't buy that item. He can carry around a greater soul gem. That might be important for us. Lesser, petty, of course. Common, of course. But, yeah, I think that's gonna be a good call, actually. See if he'll take 60 for it. He will. Because he loves us. As he should. Alright, 8. Oh, jeez. Those restore potions are pretty nice. Detect key. Gosh, that does seem useful. Hmm.
I have heard of you, Outlander. Feel free to peruse my goods.
Peruse my goods. Oh, I like it. Okay. You could go in there and just like drink the detect key potion and see where the Hawalu Manor is. Seems like a really hard quest for like the second quest of the Thieves Guild.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Council Manor. Hmm. Okay, I'm just gonna go in there.
If I can help, I will, but...
Speak, traveler.
Speak, traveler. Okay. Let's see what this does. And does it put it on my map? Hmm. Maybe I could command him to go to some place that's easier and then try to pickpocket him. If that would work. If we can't do this, then we're just gonna go to the Moon Moth Fort. Like, if I can't do it because of I don't have a good sneak skill, then I just can't do it. So that's you know, it's just gonna be what it is. Okay, we did make our own chameleon one, which, you know, that was very organic for me. I don't hate making that one. I don't, because like if I was playing Morrowind vanilla, that's what I would do. Homilies, Pilgrim's Path. So he is a temple faithful. Still not seeing the key.
You're finished.
Let me live.
Okay, we can't do it. That was everything. That was all the chameleon that I had. That was all the invisibility that I had. So
This better be important.
let's go to Moonmoth Fort. Where is it again? South. Where's Moonmoth? Is it over there, or is it south of us? Oh, that's it. Yeah, it's over there. Okay. I gave it a try. I tried to clear it off, but I couldn't do it. While we're out here, it might also be prudent for us to just literally do the what's it? The Blades quest of going into that Dwemer ruin. Considering that, like, you don't have anything else. Alright, I'll be right back. Yo, what's up? Actually, so, because it's 2 hours and 40 minutes, we are going to take this opportunity to put a page break in the stream. We're gonna stop it and upload it to YouTube and then start it again. So, I'm trying to make shorter videos, just because they're more searchable and readable, and you can jump around to different places. They're easier to edit, and YouTube has like particular hate for long videos where they just won't let you edit them if they're over a certain amount of length. So that's what we're gonna do. I will do that currently. Okay, save here, save again. We will start and stop the stream.